amoebas like human beings. These are two totally different things, right? Generally withdraw from stimuli that cause them physical damage. That's great. Do we know why they do? No, we have no idea. Humans do this because it causes them pain. We already knew that, hopefully. Thus, all microscopic organisms must also be capable of feeling pain. There's two leaps here. What are the two leaps? Two jumps in reasoning, at least. Going from...
Amoebas to all microscopic organisms.
Yes, going from a subset, a part, right, of all to all microscopic organisms. Okay, what's the other one?
Physical damage and pain.
Well, they did tell us that both humans and amoebas generally withdraw from things that cause them physical damage, and then they say humans do this for this reason, so we just have to accept that as a premise. I think the issue is saying, well, because it happens, that's why we do it, that's why they do it. We have no idea why they do it. Right, so those are the two leaps I'm looking for. A, poets, like people under hypnosis, frequently use language in odd, incomprehensible ways. Okay? That's kind of like generally withdraw from stimuli that cause physical damage. People under hypnosis do this because their inhibitions are lower than those of most people. Notice it's referring to the like group, which is the same thing that happened in the original argument. Humans are the like group, right? Amoebas like human beings. And then it says, thus, all artists, how's that the same?
Poets are a type of artist.
Poets are a subset of artists, right? Must have lower inhibitions than most people have. It does the same thing. It says this is true for the people under hypnosis, so it's true for the poets, and then it goes from poets to all artists. This is it.
So it's okay that it says most people?
Yes, because that's what they did with the premise. They said people under hypnosis do this because their inhibitions are lower than those of most people. So we don't really care what that thing is. We just want that characteristic to appear again in the conclusion.
So this is not one of the cases where like most creates.
Well, this most is part of like a variable,
Okay.
as opposed to being used to describe, how many of those variables appear or something like that. So that's why I wouldn't worry about it. Other answers that were tempting?
E
That's exactly right. Wait, what?
I said E just because I hate it when A seems like the right answer.
You have an aversion to A?
Yeah.
Well, Angela said there was a lot of correct answers that are A in this test, so that must have been...
I hate that so much.
I'm sorry to hear that, Mike.
It makes me doubt a lot.
Well, you can just have a chip on your shoulder as you go through the others. You'd be like, I think it's A, but let me just make sure.
Yeah, I guess I'm just so critical. I'm predisposed to it.
Huh.
Being overly critical of it.
Okay. Any other questions on 15? This is stirred in uproar, I can tell. Whoa. My long awaited anxiety has been...
It's like E, D, C, B, A, and then it goes back to like B, C, D, and you're like, these can't be right.
Oh, when it's just like a nice line.
Or when anything
It's like 4 C's in a row.
happens.
Yeah, there's like too many of the same.
Yeah, well, I've seen very frequently that they go up to 4 in a row the same, and then they'll go off of that and they'll come back to it again for like 2 more or something. So you're like B, 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 D, B, B. You're like, oh my gosh, And if you don't get that D right, if you get that as B, then all of a sudden you have like 6 B's in a row, and you think, oh, I know this is wrong. Well, one of those is wrong, but you don't know it was the last one you do. Yet almost everyone assumes it's the one they're working on right now. Oh, this must not be B, because all the others that I just did are right, and So, okay.